Hi friends. Today I'm going to be guiding you through a really grounding, slow, nice deep stretch. We'll be getting mostly into the lower body, but we'll do a little bit of breath work to begin. Pop on your favorite playlist. You can follow me on Spotify if you want to choose any of those playlists. And just let it be soft in the background while you move through your practice today. You could use a bolster if you like to, or blocks. These are your sort of classic props, but take what you got. You don't need anything technically, and we're just going to begin in a seat. So maybe you place the blocks next to each other and you come to a comfortable seat. We'll begin our practice with box breathing. Cross at your ankles, make sure you have space between your shins, your knees. You can also put things underneath the knees to support, right? Blankets, extra blocks. Hands rest on the thighs, the knees. Move a little bit side to side through the tailbone. Lean back, lean forward. Ground and root through the lower body. If you'd like to soften the gaze at the floor or close the eyes, feel free. Start to soften your sways. Slow down so you can find your center. Tune into the lower body, the soft pull of gravity through the bones, through the structure of you. Use that connection to draw energy up through the belly into the heart, lengthening the crown of the head. Connect to breath. Soften your jaw. Lick your lips and swallow. Prepare for connecting to your prana, your lungs, your diaphragm. Find a few rounds of full breaths in and out. Begin through the nose. When you're ready, inhale. And let it go through the mouth. Big exhale. Really push stale energy air out. A few more like that. Breathe in all the way to the top, to the collarbones. Maybe there's a tiny sip at the top. You briefly pause. And then you open your mouth big, audible. Soften, let it air. Push the belly into the spine. 2 more. Breathe in. Really full, big, diaphragmatic breaths. Go right to left, front to back. Tiny sip at the top. Open your mouth. Exhale. Let these big breaths massage you, support you. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Take a few more at your own pace, at your practice. Our breathwork pattern will be a boxed breathing, really grounding, stabilizing, centering breath. If you'd like to switch the cross of your legs, if they've been in one position and you just want to swap the shins, do that if that applies to you. Settle down even deeper. Lick your lips, swallow, seal the lips, relax the jaw. We'll begin through the nose. So inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath at the top for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4. Pause 4. Exhale 4. Pause 4. Inhale, 4. Pause, 4. Exhale, 4. Pause, 4. Inhale, 4. Pause, 4. Exhale, 4. Pause, 4. Big full breath in. Open your mouth, exhale. Notice how you feel. Bring your chin to your chest, super slow. Stretch the back of the neck. Let the chin move from collarbone, from shoulder to shoulder, stretching the sides of your neck. If you want to hover the ear over the shoulders and bring stretch more into the sides of the throat, do that. Take your time. We'll just take a seated twist, reset your crown again. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. So clearing that passageway from body to mind and mind to body. Sweep your arms overhead, breathe into the lungs. Twist to your right, left hand comes across, right hand floats to the floor, or maybe it lands on the bolster or something to grip into. You can even let the back of the hand rest on the left hip. As you inhale, try to lengthen through the crown. You might come out of the shape a bit. As you exhale, rotate. Twist from the torso, the core. Think about the left rib coming toward the right hip. Stay long through the crown. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, unwind, arms up. Twist to your left. Right hand comes across, left hand comes behind. Just softly getting into your spine and your torso. Set up your hands, set up your support, set up your leverage, right? Your arms are your leverage points. And then use the force, use the connection you have to lengthen through the crown. And exhale, rotate left. Feel like you're wringing out your core here, right rib to the left hip, really feel the full twist, right? Not necessarily just at the low back, but the working of the core. There's a little bit of pull and push here. And then slowly unwind. Nice, arms overhead, big breath in, palms face towards me, spread the fingers. And then lean forward, teeter forward, we'll meet in tabletop. Roll over the ankles. Blocks, of course, are there. Blocks are great. They bring the earth up to you. They make your arms longer. Use them, don't use them, or not. Hands to the floor. A fun little measure here is to rotate the fingers in and have the middle fingers connect. And when you set your hands down, that will be your palms directly under the shoulders. And then you spiral the hands forward, right? This is just one measure. There's many measures. This comes from Katona Yoga. Once you set your hands up, they can stay under the shoulders or widen them, but move around in tabletop. So just get into your hips, get into your spine, sway back, sway forward. Working into your wrists, really important. And where's your breath? When you reorient to your room and to the floor, right? Sometimes we lose track of where the breath goes. So can you come back to it? Inhale and out, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Your jaw is soft, known as Ujjayi, oceanic breath. Sometimes it feels like you're creating a bit of a soundtrack to your practice. Flip the fingers towards the edges of your mat or flip them towards the knees. Option for a flip-handed space here. Work into the forearms. If you haven't yet, tuck toes, send your hips back towards your heels, wake up the feet. And then unwind, release. We'll take child's pose, knees open up, hips go back, press through the tops of your feet, your shins. Maybe a soft sway as you nestle yourself down and in, forehead, third eye to the floor. Take several breaths here. Head lifts up. Walk your hands over to your left. If you have a block, bring the block under the right hand and let the fingertips go over the edge of the block. So you've got this sort of like grip, this stability. And your opposite hand, your left hand, like an L, is going to come to the corner of the block. So it'll create a boundary. So you'll get this big stretch in the lat in the right side. So hand comes down, forehead comes down, a couple of big stretches here. If you don't have a block, you can just bring the hands to the floor. The right hand can even come on top of the left. And that also can create sort of that boundary. Couple breaths here. Rise up, take your time, walk over to the second side. You can always pause. You can always take that stretch again or stay longer, right? You're at your home, do what you gotta do. Be in the shapes for a little bit longer than you want to, or than I'm allowing you. Set up your hands, set up your palms, same way, and settle into the shape. Rise up, take your time, come back to tabletop. We'll move through some cat-cows, knees come underneath the hips. Soften the palms, but press through the hands, right? Soft elbows, a little grip into the finger pads, feel some energy into the shoulders. Press through the tops of the feet, soften your belly, lift your heart, find the inhale. And as you exhale, round. Drop the chin, push into the earth, spiral the eyes of the elbows forward, dome through the upper back, the mid back, the lower back. Inhale, unwind. So the same box breathing that we were doing, you can practice that here. Hold. Exhale to round. You can find the same pattern, breath pattern, if that feels good, now or later. Hold. Release, inhale, find a nice pace here, just moving through flexion and extension in your spine, lingering. Come back to neutral. Tuck your toes, a little dig into the feet, hips press back towards your heels, and then shoulders stack over the wrists. Make sure the knees are under the hips and hover your knees. So find this little bear hold. You can pause right here. This might be enough, right? Belly pulls up and in towards your chest. Chin stays off your chest. Crown of the head is forward. You're feeling the heat, right, in the quads and the core, or you can also start to move around a little bit. Drop your hips, push your hips back, pull your shoulders forward, kind of play into the plank. You can move around here. So find 6-ish breaths. Seal the lips, in and out through the nose, kind of working into the body here. Heels drop, hips drop, or you're just holding. Maybe there's like a little bounce, a little movement for 5. Breathe for 4, 3, 2, and on 1, push your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet, shake your head. Find what feels good here. with the pedaling. And the same idea that we just did in your bear hold, same thing. Heels and hips can kind of drop side to side. You can bend your knees to pull the hips towards the heels a few times. Let the head be heavy. Nice. And then shift into high plank. Adjust your hands, your feet. Sometimes it's a little bit shorter than we would want. And then bend your knees like you're going toward that bear again, but just graze the earth and hips pull you back to down dog. So spinal waves, exaggerate the movement. As you inhale, hide your heart, unfurl, lift the chest, press into the palms, find your high plank, and then downward facing dog, exhale. Nice, one more time. Inhale, roll forward. Nice, downward facing dog, exhale. Nice, breathe in, roll forward, and then knees to the floor, shift forward, come all the way down to the ground, nice and soft. So just important to just build a little bit of heat, turn your body on, nice. Now have the hands come down, bend the knees, windshield wiper your feet side to side, maybe bring your forehead down to the ground. Give yourself a little reprieve, right? Kind of waking everything up before you settle everything down. Nice, and then release the legs. We'll take some soft, slow cobras. Hands are under the shoulders. Elbows are pulling back just to kind of keep this container here of the chest and your spine. Press into the tops of the feet, a little energy into the legs, and just softly elevate. And then bring yourself back down, nice and slow. Again, maybe it's that 4 count. Breathe in. Pause. Maybe a little push. Super slow release with control. Stay long through the spine. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Elevate. Pull. Shoulders draw back. Exhale to settle. Nice. Tuck your toes. Push back through tabletop. And then back to downward facing dog. We'll walk our hands back and meet in a forward fold. Stay in down dog for as many breaths as feels good for you. Push into the hands, feel a little energy. Then maybe the feet walk forward towards the wrists, the hands walk towards your feet. You take a forward fold. Soft bend in your knees, catch elbows, hang heavy. And then roll up to stand nice and slow. Once you get here, open your heart, find Tadasana pose, settle into the feet. And then butt goes back. You're just going to keep moving through the spine and the legs here. So I call this circle chair. You'll kind of push your butt back. You can melt down. Arms can be really heavy. Think about having weight in your hands, super slow, unfurling your spine as you rise up. You can press your hips forward. The arms can come overhead if that feels good. And then roll yourself back down. The shoulder can lead the way. You can lean to one side and let it lead you up. Just again, this is a great pose for the morning, for practice to just kind of check in with how your energy is feeling and where things are moving in your body. About 4 or 5 breaths here. Let the head be heavy, move around, whatever feels good. Nice. And then slowly, we're going to meet in a forward fold. Hands come down. You might want your blocks balasana. So you'll start to heel toe your feet out. You're going to start to work to a yogi squat, some sort of squat. Blocks can be underneath your hands. Bolster can be, or even blocks can be there to support your seat. but really good for just flossing in the hips here. So take a couple of those. So toes are out, heels are, feet are pivoted out, heels are on the mat and toes are off, and you're just kind of like moving through. And you can kind of play into the squat a little bit. Push your butt back, pull your heart forward, maybe even kind of like a little bit of bouncing here. Just get into the lower body, right? And then if you want to play into if you want to start to work into this really important functional shape, you can start to do that. This is up to you. This is your practice. So, and of course, if you're like, oh man, I want to sit back into a supported squat, and that's where you want to be, palms can be at heart center. Take the breaths. Do you want to keep things moving? Do you need to like move energy down and through the hips and into the feet? Even into the ankles, you can kind of play with some kind of shifting of your weight this way, or do you need settling? Find yoga is such an opportunity to check in with the things that you really need. And that's how I like to teach. I want you to choose. I want you to honor and explore and be really curious about what is it that my body and my muscles need, right? Sometimes we're in fitness classes and everyone's doing the thing, so we're going to do the thing with everybody, but maybe that's really not the thing that we want to do, you know? That's why home yoga is so lovely. Nice. We're going to make our way onto our butts here in a little bit, in a couple of moments. Take your time. This can be a lot for the ankle. So bring your butt all the way down to the floor. You want to have something to like rest on. We're going to do some twists on our back. But before we do that, we'll take a little windshield wiper. So hands will come behind you, heels step open, maybe wider than your hips, and just windshield wiper your knees side to side. As you start to work into this, the initial focus can be to try and keep your hips and your chest and your heart square or forward of where you're going. And then maybe perhaps you begin to add on some twists. So letting the knees or letting the one knee internally rotate and the opposite knee externally rotate, and you add a seated twist. This is great for the hips, for the glutes. And then you unwind and you take it to the second side. Breathe in, move through center. Breathe out. All right, last little option here would be to kind of rise up onto the shins. You can use a block. When the knees fall to one side and you're in this 90-90 shape, or deer, right? Legs could be a little bit closer, heel and sole of the foot and the knee could be close. You'll roll over the shins and use the glutes and press forward, and maybe an arm goes behind you to open up the front of the body, right? From whatever knee's internally rotated, that left hip is going to open. And then you slowly lower down and you take it to the second side. Set up well, block comes down, roll over the shins, drive your hips, open your heart, stretch behind you. And then just go from side to side. I like to do 3-4 rounds. And you can go in all these different directions, right? Your body is meant to go in different directions. So either your arm is reaching behind you, it's reaching directly back behind you, it's reaching laterally, maybe to the right or like away from the hip. Explore your space. That's what yoga's for, right? Exploring the space of the body, the joints, the muscles. They are living and they are breathing and they want your attention and they also want your love, right? You're like pushing, moving blood, energy, prana into these spaces. You might travel a little bit on your mat. A-okay. Nice. And just finding this stretch, finding the way the work creates a little bit more ease in the body. Hopefully better to walk around. All right, we're going to take a wide-legged forward fold. So when you're ready, open your feet up. This might be a great place to put something underneath your butt. Lifting up is always nice. It could also be something more like a pillow. Wide-legged forward fold, you hinge. Try to keep the toes up towards the sky. This was something that I really had to work on, that I had to, for a very long time, my toes would just internally rotate and drop down because like my range, my hips, my femur bones were just like so tight, or just like were not mobile enough. But now I really can like do this. It's pretty amazing. I've trained myself with enough of kind of like flexion through the feet, right? So find that heel to hip energy. So there's a kick here and you're nice and rooted. Maybe you remove the flesh from underneath your sits bones. You feel really seated. Maybe you have something underneath your butt, right? And then the butt goes back and the heart comes forward and you start to melt. Maybe you move and pendulum swing. If the toes go in, it's no big deal, right? It's not that it's bad or anything. It's just, it's data. It's information for you. Walk your hands side to side. Melt down. And this is great. This is a wonderful place for blocks or even bolsters. If you wanted to take a little rest, maybe you just melt down. Nice. Beautiful. Use your hands, support the knees and coming back together, and you'll scooch down to your spine. We'll just take a final few little twists. And if you want something within your reach to slide underneath your knees, that's lovely. You can set that up now. And then the right ankle comes over the left foot can step on the bolster, on the earth. Just take a nice figure 4 stretch with the right leg. Stay here, linger here, or lift the foot, reach your arms through. Maybe add a little extra here. When you do this, I feel like the head tends to come up as well as the shoulders. So can you just keep your spine, your low back, your head, your skull heavy to the floor? Just breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice how you feel, notice what you notice. And then the left foot comes down. Take this towards just release actually. It's common to take it towards a twist, but we've done a fair amount of twisting, so I feel like it's okay. Right foot to the bolster, to the floor, left ankle crosses over. Stay here. Sometimes it's nice just to floss the knee. Or add on, lift the foot, add the arms. Reground through the shoulders, the hips, the head. Find your breath. Notice how you feel. Soften your jaw. Let gravity pull through the head. Feel your connection to the earth. This physical connection, but the connection beyond the mat, right? You are one of the earth is you, pretty much made up of a lot of the same organic compounds. We're connected. When you're ready to release if there's anything else that you like. I do like to do something symmetrical right before you end. So take happy baby or plow pose, or maybe the legs just go up to the sky and you just want to roll out your ankles or kind of even like shake some stuff out. That's always kind of nice. If you want to shake out the hands, shake out the feet, there's kind of a fun one. Or the knees could pull in, you can rock and roll. And when you're ready to rest, extend your legs long, find your Shavasana shape. We'll be here for 5 minutes together. I'll be timing you. I'll let you know when to come out of it. And we'll just settle with that same breath pattern, that same grounding breath. So hand on belly, hand on heart. You're grounded in your own experience here. Rock your head side to side, massage the skull, maybe a soft tuck of your chin so the crown of the head is nice and long, heavy in your heels, your hips, your quads. Take a full breath in through the nose. And a big exhale to clear. Make a noise, sigh it out. Nice. Breath work begins. Inhale through the nose, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4. Pause. 4. Exhale. 4. Pause. 4. Inhale. 4. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Final round. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Breathe in, soft. Open your mouth, exhale. Shavasana. Come back to wherever you drifted from. Wiggle your toes, rock your head. Take a moment, wiggle the fingers. Take an easy inhale, an easy exhale. Super slow, bend your knees, walk your feet to the support or to the floor. Roll over gently, nourishingly. Press into the earth, rise, meet me in a seat. We'll just seal with a brief prayer, a little couple breaths. Tall spine, heavy seat, open heart, hands to the thighs. Honor the space with a cycle of breath through the nose, inhale. Through the mouth, exhale. Palms connect and thumbs to the heart. This is for you, honoring your time, your practice today, your attention. So sacred. Breathe in. Big breath out. And then the last one, thumbs to the third eye. This is for us and for all yogis, all practicing, all lineages, all times, all spaces. Breathe in. Big breath out. Thank you, thank you. I hope you had a lovely class and a lovely practice, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.